Lexi here, and today we're going to make a custom with this Cocker Spaniel base. But first we gotta fix its foot. It has a plastic peg that needs to come off. So I'm gonna try using some needle nose pliers and some jewelry pliers to try to get the peg to come out, but I end up just using an X-Acto knife to cut it flat. And if you take a look at the background, you can see that we're going to be doing a mermaid or an aquatic themed custom today. Now that that's taken care of and the foot is finally fixed on this base, I can go into explaining what this custom is going to be about. We're going to be using this green stuff. It's an epoxy, two-part epoxy sculpt, and we're going to be sculpting some fins and gills on this custom because it's going to be a mermaid custom. So if you follow me on Dolly Lolly Playtime on Instagram, you might have seen some mumblings about a Mermaid into June collab that we've been hosting over there. And I say we because it's really a group effort. And back in May, Monster High became popular once more with its reboot series, so I thought why not make a Lagoona Blue custom? So even though Lagoona Blue herself isn't a mermaid, and this LPS custom might not look exactly like a mermaid, characteristics and color palettes are going to be inspired by Lagoona Blue. So what I'm doing in the background here is sculpting the tail of the mermaid custom. I'm using this two-part epoxy sculpt called Green Stuff or Needite off of Amazon. And this is only my second custom where I've used this material before, so I will link better tutorials in the description below that helped me out a bunch with this. But a big tip and major key to sculpting with Needite or green stuff seems to be to keep smoothing everything out with a bunch of water. The epoxy sculpt gets very sticky, or at least this brand gets very sticky very easily while you're working with it, especially with my hands because they get really hot really fast. So keep using a bunch of water to help smooth it out. And after my trials of struggle, we come up with this sculpture. And I really like her, has a bit of whimsy to it, but simple. Next up, I'm going to work on getting a nice white base coat on there, white paint, so that our future paint will build up quicker and more vibrant. And when I'm doing my customs, I try to do several layers of watered acrylic paint, making sure that the layers dry in between so that you'll have a nice smooth finish in the end. Now that we have our white base coat down, we're going to use colors inspired by Lagoona Blue's color palette. So relax and enjoy this nice paint montage. And after those layers of that blue are dry, we're going to come in with a darker blue for the gills and fin and start blending them in. And taking a break from the blue, we're going to focus on Lagoona's hair color, which is a buttermilky yellow. I had this bright yellow, so I just toned it down with some white and blended it in together. And you can see that off camera I worked on the black eyeliner and blending the blues together as seen here. Next up, I'm going to keep working on her eyes and try to do a light gradient of green and dark green because Lagoona has green eyes. And while building up the greens of her eyes, I'm going to add some pink to her nose because I think a touch of pink would suit well in this color palette. Mermaid LPS Lagoona kind of scares me because I hardly ever, maybe once or twice, have used black for the eyes in my LPS customs. I find black to be very dark and very stark contrast to all the color that I typically use. I normally use a lot of color or a lot of pastels, so it's very harsh to me. But Lagoona has black pupils, so I'm using black here, and I'm also going to try to do eyelashes, another scary thing for me, so wish me luck and know that I tried. And for those of you thinking we were out of the woods, that we got the eyelashes done and taken care of, haha, joke's on you. The next part's way more scary. Another thing I don't do on my customs are eyebrows, but her forehead just looks so barren and Lagoona has eyebrows, so while we wait for those eyebrows to dry, I'm going to focus on the blue highlights that are in Lagoona's hair. I used a blue-green dragonfly acrylic paint for this, and I hit the highlights and ridges and bumps of the ear molds, and then I went to dry brushing it across the full ear. Again, I'm using the same paint, but I'm dry brushing it onto the ears now. And while I had my dragonfly acrylic paint out, that black was just so stark, so flat to me that I dry brushed some indigo dragon glaze onto it. And onto the tips of the fin and gills as well. While we're doing the eye shines, we can really focus on that periwinkle color of eyebrows. They be thick. And while I do like the expression and the sassiness they add to Lagoona, the color and thickness of the eyebrow was just a bit too much for me. And it was a good try, but no matter how much I wanted to like them, I hated them. Oh, hey, look, it never happened. Look, hey, look, what brows, what eyebrows? It never happened, all right? However, that big forehead was still bothering me, and Atomic Glittery over on Instagram, who's also part of this collab, suggested making her a pearl tiara. So I said, Sarah, that's a fabulous idea. Thank you so much. And here we are putting a pearl tiara on her. And look how cute and dainty it is. She really does look like a mermaid princess now without thick eyebrows, thank goodness. So here she is, the finished custom, a mermaid based off of Lagoona Blue. I think she turned out fabulous and fantabulous, and thank you again, Sarah, for the pearl idea. It looks very dainty. So this is my custom Lagoona Blue inspired LPS custom for the Mermaid to June collab on my Instagram. I hope that anyone who participated had fun and that you enjoyed watching me make this creature, anyone who's watching. Thanks and bye for now. You're so cute. Ah!